Adverbs. Adverbs modify or change the meaning of other words such as verbs, adjectives, another adverb, or even a whole sentence. There are different types of adverbs. First is a verb modifier. An example of this is the sentence, "The athlete can run fast." In this sentence, the adverb is fast, and it modifies the word run, which is a verb. Next is adjective modifier. Sailboats are really beautiful to watch. The adverb in this sentence is really, and it modifies the word beautiful. Next is adverb modifier. The sentence is, "The athlete can run very fast." In the sentence, the adverb is very, and this time it modifies the adverb fast. Next is sentence modifier. The sentence is, "Perhaps Nana's family will give a party." The sentence modifier is perhaps. This word modifies the whole sentence, making it an opinion.
So adverbs or adverbials vary in forms as follows. First, we have adverbial clause. So adverbial clause is a group of words that functions as an adverb that contains a subject and a verb. For example, the child cried because he was hungry. So the underlined phrase "because he was hungry" is our adverbial clause because it contains the subject, which is he, and the verb, which is hungry. Another example, when the sun rises, we will escape. So the underlined phrase is "when the sun rises." It contains the subject, which is the sun, and the verb, which is the rises. Next, we have adverbial phrase. So adverbial phrase is a group of words that function as an adverb. For example, Diane sang very sweetly. So the underlined phrase is very sweetly. It doesn't contain a subject and a verb, just an adverb. Another example, Jack will sit quietly. So the underlined phrase is quietly, doesn't have doesn't contain a subject and a verb. So the difference between adverbial clause and adverbial phrase is that adverbial clause contains a subject and a verb, while adverbial phrase doesn't contain a subject and a verb, just an adverb. Next, we have prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase is a group of words consisting of a preposition, its object, and any words that modifies the object. For example, she sang during our class reunion. So during our class reunion is our prepositional phrase. It contains a preposition, which is during, and the object of preposition, which is the intermission. Another example, the submarine sinks into the ocean. So into the ocean is our prepositional phrase, and our preposition is into, and the object of the preposition is the ocean. And lastly, we have a word. So for example, we eagerly look forward to your graduation.
So, adverbs can be readily recognized through certain affixes. For example, number 1, suffix "ly." So, suffix is a morpheme added at the end of a word to form a derivative. So, an example of suffix "ly" is hopeful became hopefully, and popular became popularly. So number 2 is prefix "a." So unlike suffix, prefix is a word, letter, or number placed before another. So for example, loud became aloud, drift became adrift, and new became anew. Number 3 is suffix "wise." So an example is length became lengthwise, and clock became clockwise. And lastly, suffix "wards." So back became backward or backwards, and for became forward or forwards. Next, I will be discussing the kinds of adverbs. There are 7 kinds of adverbs. First kind is adverbs of frequency. It answers the question how often. It includes the adverbs always, never, usually, and rarely. An example of adverbs of frequency being used in a sentence is I rarely go out with my friends nowadays. So the adverb is rarely. The next adverb is the adverbs of relative time. It can be used with all tenses as meaning permits. These adverbs are just, still, already, and lately. So, the adverbs of relative time gives us information about when an action took place or an occurrence of an event in relation to another point in time. For example, I have just been looking for this. So, the adverb of relative time that has been used is just. The next kind of adverb is the adverb of manner. It answers the question how or how well. An example of adverbs of manner are carefully, eagerly, clearly, and quickly. Here is an example of adverbs of manner being used in a sentence. I ran quickly towards the elevator before the doors closed. The adverb being used is quickly. The adverb quickly answers the question as to how fast I ran towards the elevator. Now, the fourth kind of adverb is the adverb of place. It answers the question where. Examples of adverbs of place are here and in the city. Now, here is an example of the adverb of place being used in a sentence. I used to study here when I was in high school. Now, the adverb being used is the word here, which answers the question where I used to study. The fifth kind of adverb is the adverb of time. It answers the question when. An example of adverb of time is today, on April 15, or tomorrow. Now here is an example of the adverb of time being used in a sentence. We will be going on a trip tomorrow. So the adverb being used in the sentence is tomorrow, which answers the question when we will be going on a trip. Now lastly is the sixth kind of adverb, which is adverbs that emphasize, also known as intensifiers, which includes only, even, really, or downtoners, which includes fairly, quite, or rather. So here is an example of adverbs that emphasize or intensifiers being used in a sentence. We are very hungry. So the intensifier being used is very, which emphasizes how hungry we are. Next example is for the downtoners, which is we ran fairly quickly. So the downtoner that is being used is fairly, which tone downs the word quickly.
Where we put only makes a big change in the meaning of a clause. So first, let us illustrate what is only. Only is a versatile word functioning as an adverb, an adjective, and a function. As an adverb, it can generally be replaced by the word just. As in the following examples, it's only an idea. For example, I only hope you can finish this on time. We use only to mean that is limited to some people or things. We need to place the word only as a clause or as possible to the word or phrase. There are 5 clauses that have only, and every clause is same but have a different meaning or it changed. First is that only he invited Alex to join the team this year. So this means that no one else he invited, it's only Alex that he invited. Next clause is he only invited Alex to join the team this year. So this means that not ordered but is ordered nga. It means that he only invited Alex to join the team this year. Next is he invited Alex only to join the team this year. This means that he only wants Alex but no one else. The fourth one is he invited Alex only to join the team this year. This means that he just wants Alex to join the team but does not to do anything else in the team. He invited Alex to join the team only this year. This means that recently, as, or at no other time. So as you can see, the 5 clauses are the same, but if you place the word only, it changes its meaning.
I'll be reporting the positions of adverbials. Why some other adverbials are fixed in their position in the sentence, others are movable. They can occur sentence finally, medially, or initially. Sentence initially, for example, doubtlessly, we must conclude that the findings are correct. So the adverb was doubtlessly. So the adverb can be found on the front part of the sentence in the sentence initial. The sentence medial, we doubtlessly must conclude the findings are correct. So the adverb was in the middle of the sentence, that is the sentence medial. Then the sentence final, we must conclude that the findings are correct doubtlessly. The doubtlessly adverb can be found on the backside of the sentence. So the position, putting the right adverb to its right position, brought a clearer meaning to a sentence or phrase. Thus, right positioning of adverb can modify. Hence, the meaning will be ambiguous or inexact.
Order of adverbs. When two or more adverbials co-occur in the final position in the same sentence, ordering should be observed. Example: he walks home leisurely at 5:30 p.m. every day because he wants to feel relaxed. While the other example is, he walks home leisurely every day at 5:30 p.m. because he wants to feel relaxed. As you can see, we changed the position of adverb of time, which is 5:30 p.m., and adverb of frequency, the word every day. We exchanged the position of the word, but the first and the second sentence are still in the same meaning. It means you can create your own order of adverb in one sentence as long as the meaning are still the same.